What's good, guys? Charles from Team COG coming at you guys here with a combo slash test hand video for Glad Beast. As if you've not seen the profile already, I built this deck and I kind of was going to bring you guys, good old test hands in a combo video. I really do like this deck. It's very combo eccentric. I really like it. It has a lot of 1 to 2 to 3 card combos, which I really like. Also, not to mention, like, Test Panther here is just a busted card all around. And it's a deck I've been wanting to pick up and build for quite some time, but haven't been able to. But then when the new support was revealed, I finally decided to start picking up things. So yeah. Before we continue on to the video, remember to check out our sponsors, OPHIDIAN Games and Accessories, to get yourself this beautiful playmat here. Also check out GAMETIME Cards and Collectibles to get yourself some of your own Glad Beast cards. Please use our codes in the description down below. Also, while this is still going on, we do have multiple links down below to Australian wildlife agencies. So please, if you can spare $1, let's help save the ROOS, and any little bit counts. So we're just gonna go ahead and jump into the combo section. I'm gonna show you like a bunch of 2 and 1 card combos. So yeah. So a good 1 card combo for the deck is, of course, Rescue Rabbit. Just because like any combo that you want is to get to Test Panther essentially, and just Test Panther or Rescue Rabbit plus like any form of extender such as like Rejection, Unexpected Die, heck, even Proving Ground, and like we can go farther like Gladiator Beast Comeback, wherever it may be. There it is. So like Rescue Rabbit plus any of these extenders, even Hornet Drones would be in here, but like any of these extenders equals like further in the combo. But essentially, like, your main goal is to get to Test Panther. So Rescue Rabbit is a 1 card combo that gets you to Test Panther. Proving Ground plus Unexpected Die is a 2 card combo that gets you to Test Panther. Rejection and Proving Ground is a 2 card. Excuse me, not the Rejection and Unexpected Die is a 2 card. Unexpected Die and Comeback is a 2 card. Like Comeback and Rejection is a 2 card combo. So like all these, like this is just a list of cards. So like any in conjunction of most of these cards get you to Test Panther. And it's only when you have like a certain extender with it. So like if you open like Rescue Rabbit plus like these three card combos, that get you to like the full Appaloosa board, which you will hopefully see when we do the test hands. But for the most part, I'll just go ahead and show you guys like a typical, let's just do Rejection here. So you'll go ahead and activate Rejection. You'll activate Unexpected Die, getting yourself the Andal. There we go. Rejection effect will trigger. You got to summon a different type than what you have. And just because he's right here, we'll summon Sagittari. You could summon anyone as long as it's not a Beast Warrior. And then you link these guys off into Test Panther. And that's the combo. So like I said, guys, like that's one of the 2 card combos to get you to Test Panther. Test Panther then gets you to search for Artorix. And then like we have the full combo depending if you opened like any of the 3 cards I showed you. So yeah. So we'll go ahead and just quickly add to my hand. So like, let's say here, we'll assume you opened this like this. Let me find the Comeback. So like this is your opening hand. There we go. We'll just redo the combo real quick. So like this is your opening hand. These are your 3 cards. Like this can be Comeback, Monster Born, or Legacy Succession. You have multiple ways to get to this. Or this right here could even be a normal, like a Darius or a Bestiari. It just can be a normal summon monster because we don't normal summon throughout this combo. So you activate Rejection right there. You activate Unexpected Die, getting yourself the Andal. Triggering Rejection to summon yourself out the Sagittari. This is in our hand. Link these guys off into Test Panther. Test Panther effect adds you any Glad Beast card. You add Artorix. You then activate the Comeback. You bring back Sagittari because Sagittari is good. Test Panther effect, shuffle back Sagittari. You summon out Augustus. You summon out Augustus. Augustus's effect will activate, summoning out the Khajiit Artorix. Artorix's effect you can send from extra deck or you can send from main deck. We'll send from main deck, we'll send ourselves the other copy of Augustus. And now that is their level. Artorix is now level 8. So right now we will contact fuse here and go into Tamer Beast Editor, Editor Effect, summon out Domitianus. And this is like the bread and butter combo of the whole deck. So like those 3 cards, if you have any other 2 extenders, you can extend further into like an Appaloosa and Hope Harbinger, Heraclinos. But those 3 cards will get you to this. And even though this doesn't look like much because you only have essentially one form of disruption in the form of Domitianus, you actually have a lot more going for you. So like your Gladiator Beast cards cannot be targeted thanks to rejection. And then on top of that, Domitianus controls the battle phase. So no matter what happens, they're going to be smacking into Domitianus or the Tamer Beast Editor. So, and in the following turn, since you're able to potentially protect Test Panther or Tamer Editor, you can just use Tamer Editor's effect. Well, I guess like you'd have to link off eventually because, and we're not in Master Rule 5 yet, but once we're in Master Rule 5, you can just use Tamer Editor's effect to bring out Gazaris and then Gazaris to pop 2 cards. So like there's a lot more to this board than meets the eye. I mean, any other person, even when I was playing the deck, I was like, wow, this is kind of subpar. Just 3 cards got me into just 1 negation. But then when you really look down at the fine printing of it, Domitianus is actually just a powerhouse. Excuse me, guys. Being able to control the battle phase is huge. And like, you know, take note, that's why Domitianus is so strong with like Appaloosa, because you can just use your Appaloosa negates, and no matter what, like even when you get Appaloosa down to like 800 or 1600, they're still not going to be able to attack over Appaloosa because of the Domitianus. But yeah, guys, so that was it. That's it for kind of like some of the combos you can do. But like I said, like the deck has a lot of 1-card, 2-card combos. You really want to get the Test Panther, and that's like how you want to do it. So we'll shuffle up here and we'll go into our first test hand. And hopefully we'll be able to like open Busted and show you how powerful this deck actually can be. Now, Spirals is probably a deck deck that I probably worry about. I personally, I don't have high, I don't really, Spirals is just a deck like I think is overhyped. It's very good and consistent at what it does, but I think everybody's just like, they're just overhyping it because of the fear of like in 2017 when it was tier 0. But that's just my opinion. But this deck could potentially go up against it as long as it gets to go first. Going second, the deck would probably lose against it. That's where your sideboard would come in. But we'll go ahead and shuffle cut here. And draw our first hand. Darius, Comeback, Die, Reborn, and Ash. So this is actually not too bad because we opened 2 forms of Monster Reborn, but opening Darius kind of stinks because, like, I mean, we don't want to open these guys in the deck. They're like essentially the bricks. We want to summon them from the deck, but we'll go ahead and start off with Unexpected Die. If they have the Ash Blossom and they decide to Ash here, then, well, we just got wrecked. Summon out Andal. Sadly, we will have to commit our normal here. Well, I guess we couldn't. Technically, we could use the Comeback to summon out the Darius. But we want to save the Comeback for future play, so we'll normal Darius, link summon into our Test Panther effect. We're going to grab ourselves the Autorix. There's the Autorix. We will then go ahead and use Comeback to bring back Darius. I will use Test Panther to put back Darius, just so then we have access to it. So then we'll get out our Augustus. Previously to the first video, the first segment I showed you, we'll summon out the Khajiit. The Khajiit will then dump the Augustus, making its level 8. We have 2 level 5 or higher monsters on the field. Just shuffling up here real quick, guys. Contact fuse these guys into Editor. Editor effect to summon out Domitianus. So now, we then link these guys off into a link 3. Which will be, for this case, I'll use Decode Talker just because I don't want to waste the Nightmare Unicorn. But see, we also have a very interesting problem here that happens. We'll use Monster Reborn, the Tamer Editor. I will use Tamer Editor's effect to bring out Heraclinos. So now we have a problem. We only have 1 card left in hand, which is Ash, and there Heraclinos requires a discard. But now we kind of got to get into, we got to figure out what we want to do in a sense. We already have like, we can either go this route and go into Appaloosa. So then we have two counters on the Appaloosa. So we have 1, 2, 3, potentially 4. And this Ash is just kind of sitting here, I guess, for the right time, because it'll probably be discard fodder for Heraclinos. Or if you want to keep the Ash, if you value the Ash over the Heraclinos, you can go right here. We'll just put it here and overlay into Hope Harbinger. Now you have 2 less negate. You have 1 less negate, excuse me, because you have a spell negate, monster negate, and you have Ash Blossom in your hand, which is a form of negation. And also the Decode Talker can potentially sack off the Titanic Galaxy to prevent targeting. So I guess that's just 2 options you guys can go through. I preferably, like, as much as I like Ash Blossom, I would have gone for this instead. Just because this applies a lot of pressure, in the sense you have 2 giant monsters that are going to whack in. You have the ability to protect the Goddess Bow, and like you have Ash Blossom. So like most cards that search are spell cards or monster cards essentially. So you just have the ability to negate most monster effects that would search with these 2. And if it's a spell effect, you can just pitch Heraclinos with this. And that way, the problem that you would face if you decide to Ash instead of using Heraclinos, like for instance, Reinforcement of the Army, you Ash Reinforcements, they call by it. So if they use Reinforcement of the Army as a search card, you can use Heraclinos to ditch it. They can't call by it. So yeah, I'm gonna move everything over here a little bit. Didn't realize it was kind of out of the camera there, but yeah. So that's our first test hand, guys. We'll just go ahead and pretty good test hand for Glad Beast. Now do take note, like, you know, the deck is a combo-ish deck. We do have a choke point, and the choke point is that Test Panther. If they stop the Test Panther from getting its surge and we don't have the appropriate extenders, it's gonna be rough. So just keep that in mind. The deck is the deck does have its weaknesses, and I'd say one of the weaknesses is playing about the amount of like Glad Beasts that you have to play that aren't Andal. So that's why I opted to play Vespasis, so just so I could special summon it. But like I said, I'm just waiting in the mail to get my Noxious. I think I picked up another Noxious. I picked up another Tamer Editor. I Gladiator Beast Ward Chariot and a quest that I'm going to be testing with here. But we'll have to wait and see. We'll go ahead and cut here. Our first hand is Andal, Rescue Rabbit, Eagle Booster, another Ash Blossom, and Proving Ground. So this isn't actually that bad, to be honest with you. We'll go and activate Proving Ground, and if they're good, and get the Artorix. This is actually pretty good because we opened pretty well here. Now, assuming, you know, high risk, high reward, normal Rescue Rabbit, activate the effect to banish. If they have Ash, they got Ash, they got me. But if they don't have Ash, we're going places. Not to college, but we're going places. We'll go ahead and get Andal here, link off the Andal. We'll go into Link Spider. We'll use Link Spider's effect to summon out Andal. We'll then link here into Test Panther. Test Panther's effect to get ourselves Gladiator Beast, come back. So the only problem, as you guys noticed here, was, because I just noticed it, so maybe you guys noticed it, maybe you're smarter than I am. We have Eagle Booster in our hand, is a form of protection for the Test Panther, but we kept the Andal. We used that extra Andal just to get the extra abuse out of it. If you were fearing hand traps, instead of going like into Link Spider here, you could have just used the 2 Andals to make Test Panther and then activate its effect, and then for the safety have the Eagle Booster to be able to protect the Test Panther. That would probably have been the smart line of play, and I would probably highly advise to do that instead of doing it the way that I did it. It's just, since we are playing in a test hand video, we're playing in the ideal environment for the deck, and so just do keep that in mind. In future test hand combo videos, I think I'm going to actually be able to, do like a bigger, wider scale and have like opposing cards on the other side, so we know, like, so I can show you guys like how to play through certain hand traps, or my thought process and how to play through certain hands, because sometimes you get those hands that people don't know how to play through, but you can, and then sometimes you have those hands where one hand trap will stop you dead in your tracks. But that's in the future. Just remember, guys, use the Eagle Booster and no, excuse me, just make it to where you like can successfully resolve Test Panther, because I just said previously that Test Panther is like a choke point for the deck. So you need to make sure to resolve Test Panther, and the way that I did it left me open for every sort of hand trap out there. So, but anyway, Test Panther's effect will add yourself comeback. You'll use Test Panther to shuffle back the Andal to summon out Artorix, or excuse me, Augustus. Augustus will summon out the Artorix, sending, let's send Vespastus this time. Send Vespastus will contact fuse here into Tamer Editor. Editor effect to summon out our boy Domitianus. And then again, we'll just do the similar thing to the previous test hand. Go into this. We'll activate comeback. We'll bring back this. Use the effect to bring back Heraclinos. So now in this sense here, we have 2 cards left in hand. We can just link these off into the Goddess Bow here. And this is a very, so now we have a total of, since we didn't use the Eagle Booster, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 forms of interruption on our opponent's turn. So like, they're gonna only have 1 card that they can potentially play through that you cannot negate. So, and Ash Blossom, like even if they don't have any card that the triggers or like Ash can respond to, they're gonna have at least a spell or something that Heraclinos can pitch, because Heraclinos is not once per turn. So you can just pitch the Ash Blossom if needed for the Heraclinos. So, but yeah, that's a pretty solid, another good go in second test hand. Like I said, guys, just make sure you're, I wouldn't say going my second test and not going second. The deck can like kinda go second. I guess we could do a going second test hand and just kind of show the deck is like really good at going first. The only thing you can do for going second is hard make Bestiari or use Tamer Editor, or hard make Gazaris, or use Tamer Editor to bring up Gazaris. But like I said, guys, remember in that scenario where I had the Eagle Booster, it was safer to probably not get greedy and keep the Andal in your hand and just make Test Panther to ensure that you get the Test Panther. But we're playing in an ideal playing environment where your opponent does not have Ash Blossom or any sort of hand trap. So yeah, that actually works. So guys, Nationals has been revealed in Orlando, Florida. I do want you guys to know that your boy here is going to try to make it. I worked really hard to get my invite with my deck, and I'm gonna drive down or fly down and see. I think it's a 5-hour flight or a 28-hour drive. So me and the boys are gonna pack up and go to it this summer, with the best intentions of winning it all, of course, but we'll see. So there we go. Cut. Let's go ahead and draw our first 5 cards. Rescue Rabbit again. Comeback. Eagle Booster. Call by the Grave. And another Call by the Grave. So we, in a sense, this is pretty good, but at the same time, it's not the best in the format. We didn't see no other extender outside of just comeback. So like these 2 cards right here is another combo essentially, but we'll go ahead and show you guys. Normal summon Rescue Rabbit, activate Rescue Rabbit's effect. If they have Ash, we have the Call by the Grave. If they have Veiler or Impermanently, previously Veiler Imperm, we're actually sitting ducks. So that's why so just do keep that in mind. But we'll go ahead and activate Rescue Rabbit, summon ourselves the 1 and the 2 of the Andals. So this is where we kind of actually have a very strange hand. Because we only have comeback. A weaker, so it's going to be, I think, a weaker hand more so than go into Test Panther effect. Oh boy, they have permanents. Hit them with the Eagle Booster. So we'll just go ahead and, this is one of the scenarios where Eagle Booster really shines. You activate Test Panther's effect to give yourself the Artorix. And if they have anything like, in the sense of Ash, Ogre, Veiler, Impermanence even, you can just chain the Eagle Booster to protect the Test Panther. And then we just use the comeback to bring back Andal. And the good thing about this is you can use Test Panther to shuffle back the Andal. So like if you top deck into another Rescue Rabbit, Andal is live. So, but as you guys are seeing, the combo is not like through the roof like some of the other crazy combo decks out there, like Thunder Dragons used to be, World Chalice, or Crusadia Guard Dragons, where you're depending on what you draw. And if you're Saryuja, the deck has multiple card combos that get you to the same combo every turn, which is consistent in a sense. But Augustus effect to summon Artorix. Artorix will dump another Augustus, and then As you guys can see here, we're going to contact fuse into Tamer Editor to give out Domitianus. And in the perfect game environment, we probably would already have used one of these Call by the Graves, but in the sense of this, you have 2 Call by the Graves and Domitianus. So like I said, it doesn't seem like much with Domitianus, but you're actually going to be able to manipulate the battle phase, and then the next turn you're going to just be able to draw, well, you should be drawing Artorix actually. Let's go ahead. There we go. You just draw for turn, you draw Rescue Rabbit, that's actually pretty good. You can normally Rescue Rabbit, and you can potentially link over here and open up a zone for Gazaras. You can use Rescue Rabbit to put on more pressure. It just depends what you want to do. But okay, guys, as you guys have seen, we've done 2 good test hands, and those boards are fairly consistent because you just need to open, like, any 2 cards can get you to, like, the bare minimum, and then just throw in, like, any form of extender in the form of, like, a normal summon, or another comeback, or a Monster Reborn, or a Test Tiger even, and you just have the ability to combo off and make those first 2 test hand boards with, like, Appaloosa, Domitianus, and Heraclinos. But now we'll go ahead and go into a going second test hand, because you guys want to see it, and we're going to show it. All right, guys, here we go. Going to do our cut here, and we're going to go second. Test Tiger, rejection, impermanence, comeback, and another rejection. So going first, we're going to go ahead and assume we're going to permanent them. Maybe that's enough to slow them down. We draw for turn, and we draw Rescue Rabbit. So this is where we're kind of, in an ideal environment, this hand is actually quite bad. Because, like, let's be honest, let's say, well, I guess, like, we don't have to use the impermanence right away. You can hold the impermanence, say the on Appaloosa, you can just perm the Appaloosa. But you opened up 2 rejections, which is not good, but it's also not the worst. So let's go ahead and try something here. We're going to normal summon Rescue Rabbit, because we're going to go second. Normally it's a rejection plus Test Tiger plus any Gladiator Beast is like a full... I'll just have to show you guys that combo at the end. It's like a full going second combo that you can do with Gazaras. Resolve and Rescue Rabbit, assuming that we don't get hand trapped, which we probably would. But remember, we are going second, so we're going to try and pop as many cards as we can. We'll try to keep a counter up here on the field center of how many cards we actually pop. So now you can use, let's see here, I would special summon, special summon Test Tiger, because we're trying to pop cards. We're trying to force back row and push into, we're pretty much trying to destroy their board and build our board up in the process. So we'll use Test Tiger, special it because we control a Glad Beast. Sack off Test Tiger to shuffle back Andal to summon out Bestiari. Bestiari's effect is a mandatory trigger, and since Test Tiger says they're treated by being summoned by a Glad Beast card, Bestiari will activate and forcefully pop one of your opponent's back rows. Then you can contact fuse. Now wait a second. We got a problem here. 1 second. On the Bestiari, actually. So when you summon out Bestiari, make rejection. I'm pretty sure you can do this. Make rejection Chainlink 2 Bestiari, or Chainlink 2, Chainlink 1, popping a card, and then summon out from your deck a different monster. So we'll summon out Darius. Because then the, it doesn't have to summon out. Let's see what rejection says here. Special summon from your main deck, from your deck with a different type of monster than you control. So we actually can't summon out Darius because of the, we already control a Beast Warrior and a Winged Beast. So we'd have to actually, this is where you should potentially play like a third type. So Vespasis comes out. So this is, so Vespasis comes out, Bestiari will pop a card. And then we can hard make Gazaras here. So hard make the Gazaras. We'll pop 2 more cards, so we're at 3 cards actually. You can link these off into Test Panther. Test Panther's effect, even if they have an, if they have an Ash, they have an Ash. If they don't, they don't. But for the sake of the video, we're going to pretty much grab ourselves Artorix. So then you're going to go and activate Comeback to bring back the Gazaras. Gazar says whenever this card is special summoned, when this card is special summoned, you can target up to 2 cards on the field, destroy them. So Gazar's effect, pop 2 more cards. So now we're at a total of 5 cards popped by Gazar's. And then this is where we can kind of like, if we have not broken their board with 5 potential pops, I mean, I don't know what we're playing against, but good lord. But so Test Panther's effect to shuffle back the Gazar's to summon out. And let's see here. Just to make sure, you start summoning monster with a different original name. Okay, phew. So here we'll go ahead and summon out Augustus. Augustus will summon out a Torix. A Torix will dump us our second Augustus. And then we will contact Fuse into Tamer Editor. Editor will come into Domitianus. And then you pretty much can go into your battle phase, removing more cards, and then if you attack with Tamer Editor, you can pull out Darius to pull out pretty much anything. Like Darius to pull out the Artorix or the Endel, make yourself a Abyss Dweller if you need to. So you end on more than just Tamer Editor. And you still have 1 card left in hand. But yeah, so that's a going second, guys. Like, the deck has the ability to go second. Just take note, like, that was, like, the ideal. Like, no negations. You just had to hope that the Imperm was enough to stop everything they had. So the deck does have the ability to go second, thankfully, to Gazar's here. Gazar's is just a powerhouse for going second. And that's really why I pretty much like this deck. That's why I was, like, driven to this deck, is because the deck, though prefers to go first, it is not so dice roll dependent on where if I am forced to go second, I lose. I can potentially break boards with Gazar's and play through some things. So anyway, guys, if you guys are veterans of this deck, please remember to comment what you guys would do in different test stands, different scenarios, what you would have done different. And also remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for future content. This is Charles on Team COG, signing out.